What's up, guys? TheDevildogGamer here, and today we finally get our first look at the gameplay trailer for the upcoming multiplayer FPS game, World War III. Now, as many of you know, when the announcement trailer came out, I got excited for this. That's because, while Battlefield's going, World War II, and Call of Duty's still doing its Call of Duty things, it's nice to see someone come out of left field and say, hey, we're going to take on the big boys on the block, and do what everybody has been enjoying from you guys, but we're going to do it our way. And I like that. Competition breeds greatness and innovation. And the more competitors on the field, the more people are going to try to push the boundaries of what their games offer and give the players what they want. And one of the cool things I liked about Farm 51 when they announced they were doing this game is right from the get-go, they're like, no strings attached, no loot boxes, no unique skins, nothing. Like, none of the shit that EA does. And that was to me, that was a direct fuck you to EA, like, go fuck yourself kind of thing. And I love that. I love what they're doing. I love the fact that they're taking on something as ambitious as this and just straight taking on the big boys. I think that's awesome. And one of the cool things they're really doing with this is they are doing realistic ballistics, along with weapon customizations. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Escape from Tarkov because of the bullet physics, the bullet penetrations, and the body armor. And guys, the guys that are doing World War III are doing that same thing. They're doing ballistics. They're doing vest and body armor, and penetrations and stuff like that, and penetration values. And I like that. I mean, that's something we need. We need a little bit more realism, even though it does have the arcadey feel to it. I feel like that's going to add a bit more of a unique flavor to it compared to the other Battlefield games that have been out, or anything similar in this genre. Another thing is they're kind of doing like a national pride thing, to where the weapons of each of these countries are using, the gear, the customization, their uniforms, all of it is basically there to customize your camouflage, your body armor, hopefully your mag pouches and stuff like that, and you can kind of just go through the customization phases of it. Now, from what I saw from the gameplay trailer, it definitely had a lot of really cool concepts that you would get from Battlefield 4. It felt not as fluid as you would get with a Battlefield game, but at the same time, like the customization, the teamwork, the adding ground vehicles, the support classes, like the drones that would come in and attack stuff, or the people who would call down the drone strikes. It all seemed pretty similar to Battlefield 4. One of the big things I didn't like is from the tank gameplay, it looks really arcadey, really arcadey. I was hoping it wouldn't be like that. I was kind of hoping when we see it that we would get more of a, kind of a realistic approach to it, maybe just a little bit of realism, like maybe the sensors and the sights and stuff like that. But being able to go like third person and the views and the crosshairs, it was kind of a letdown on my part. I didn't like it. But what I did see a lot of in the gameplay trailer was infantry shooting certain modules on tanks or armored vehicles and actually causing damage to them. That's something I like, and you don't see that a lot of shooters do that. You think of this tank as this big impenetrable, beastly machine, but there is certain spots on a tank that normal gunfire can penetrate, can damage, and can disable. There's quite a few instances of NATO tanks being hit with AK fire in Iraq, and certain modules completely disabling the tank, and just it's not destroyed, but it's going to need some work and before it gets back to being operational. And that's something that I saw they were definitely doing some damage, especially with the the remotely operated turrets on top and stuff like that. That's all susceptible to gunfire. I mean, there's cables, there's there's cameras and stuff like that can take a bullet, and guess what? Nothing's bulletproof on that system. So enjoy. And I liked that. I couldn't tell though. I couldn't really see, but it did look like somebody destroyed an armored fighting vehicle while shooting at it with a machine gun. That's a little much if that's how it's going to be. If we're going to do like realistic damage models to the tanks and vehicles where certain sensors get taken out, or maybe that's down, you can't use that, or stuff like that. But if it's just going to be like a hit point based variant where it's kind of just like, oh, your tank only has X amount of hit points and it's dead, that's kind of way too arcadey for me, and I'm not really feeling that. But I'm liking the approach to it. I like what they're doing. They're bringing back the Battlefield feel that everyone's kind of been out of. I feel like, everyone's kind of going back saying like, oh, do you remember the hype for Battlefield 3? I feel like the hype is there for this game. And not only are they doing your normal, massive multiplayer game, which is Warzone, which is what they're calling it, they're also doing a mode called Recon, which is a battle royale, which is like a, there's kind of like a recon team stuck behind enemy lines and small recon teams, and you got to work together to capture high-value points and probably scavenge gear along the way because you're stuck behind enemy lines and stuff like that. And that seems pretty interesting, like a different take on, on the battle royale mode. But everybody's doing it nowadays, and they're also doing it like a strategic war map. So each battle you complete will have kind of like a reward with resources used to conquer different territory on the strategic map. And you'll also be able to get bonuses with the metagame based off of if you're taking territory or losing territory. That seems like a cool little focus to be able to kind of like get people to force their team play a little bit more. And I'm liking that. I feel like that's kind of something I would like to see, especially I feel like you could have done that in a Battlefield game, but it's whatever. But I'm liking that they're kind of going more at the realism with the armor and ballistics and customization. It seems like they're putting a lot of work into it. They've been posting a lot of screenshots of them like working with military companies, contracting companies that are building some of these weapon systems, and actually getting some hands-on with them, learning a little bit more about them. And that just seems that they're taking the realism pretty hard. Now, they did show off some, I think it was a video or a screenshot of a howitzer where they were modeling the howitzer and the shells. And I'm wondering if, that's going to be something that's you can control in the game. They showed tanks and IFVs and the drones, but I didn't see helicopters, I didn't see aircraft, and they did show off the artillery, but I don't know if that's just like a called-in thing, or if you can actually control the artillery and use it. I would like to see it kind of expanded. I would like to see aircraft, helicopters possibly, but in a larger scale maybe. I feel like the maps might be too small. I don't know at this point, but they might be too small, and it might be kind of more, how Battlefield was, like infantry modes and stuff like that kind of feel, just with some armored vehicles. But I really think they could give DICE, and I'm hoping that they could give DICE a run for their money and maybe kind of put some fire under the ass of the Battlefield team. I mean, hell, everybody's on their ass about Battlefield 5 right now, that maybe they should take a look at this new competitor and suddenly start, hey, maybe we need to re-hit the drawing boards because someone else is coming into our market and they might do better than us. Because so far from what I'm seeing, they're definitely gonna do better than you guys. Like, I'm looking forward to this more than Battlefield 5, to be completely honest. And it's refreshing, and I feel like it's a new competitor. It's always worth a shot. I mean, it could be a Battlefield killer. It really could be, if we give it the chance. Now, right now, they're only doing it for PC, but they said if PC does well, they will move on to console. But it is coming in an early access, so I'm expecting, every time there's an early access, I expect issues, as we get burned a lot with early access. So there were parts of the footage that looked a little choppy, like there were some FPS issues or, maybe some lag. But, anything's better than Escape from Tarkov at this point. So, I'll take that lag with a grain of salt. But, I'm really looking forward to this. They're going to be, it's going to be at Gamescom's. Unfortunately, I can't go to Gamescom this year, so I'm not going to be able to get some hands-on. But the second I'm able to play this, oh boy, I'm going to play the hell out of it, because it just looks refreshing. And it's definitely hitting Steam Early Access this year for sure, so, it's something I'm looking forward to, and I think a lot of you guys should definitely keep an eye out on it, because it is the new kid on the block. And with the focus of just customization, I think this will fill a lot of people's niche for that Battlefield game that they're missing, and maybe expand upon it and add new things in that maybe you didn't know you wanted, but they're there, and now you got them. So I'm pretty excited for this. I feel like this could be a really awesome game. I'm definitely keeping my eye on it. You guys should definitely keep your eye on it, because I feel like it might be one of these sleeper hits of 2018. Really feel like this game might be awesome. But anyways, boys, you want to see some more of World War III? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it could be a battlefield killer or not. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think. But anyways, boys, I'll talk to you later. Peace.